Carbs are evil. No, they are not. Hi, this is Mimi. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about carbs, its benefits, carbs as it relates to fat loss, and why they are not evil. First of all, carbs provide fuel for our brain and central nervous system, and it is the main source of fuel for our bodies. Out of all the macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, carbs provide us the most rapidly available source for energy. It also prevents protein from being used as energy. So if you don't have enough carbs, your body's gonna break down muscle for energy, and you're gonna sacrifice that hard-earned lean muscle mass. However, most can probably benefit from eating fewer carbs because Americans eat way too many carbs to begin with, but you don't necessarily need to eat low carb or no carb. The amount of carbs you need depends on the person. Some people need lower carbs and some actually need higher level of carbs. You have to take into consideration people's different goals, their different body types. For example, their hormonal status, their carb tolerance, and their activity level would all impact the amount of carbs that they need. In terms of weight loss, fat loss, simply put, it's not the carbs that are evil. More often than not, it's the amount of calories that you're eating that's stopping you from losing fat. Now, if you ate 90% carbs versus 50% carbs, then that does make a difference. The general rule of thumb is 1 gram of carbs per body weight is considered a moderate amount of carbs. For more on weight loss as it relates to macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, watch my video on my thoughts on the If It Fits Your Macros diet. If you're interested in fat loss, there are 2 things relating to carbs that can help. Number 1, eat a certain type of carbs, and number 2, eat most of your carbs post-workout. Focus more on whole grain and unprocessed carbs versus simple sugars and processed starches. So whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, whole grain rice, sweet potatoes, yams, oats versus sugary sports drinks, breakfast cereals, muffins, fruit juice, sugary desserts, and ice cream. Whole grains, unprocessed carbs, high fiber carbs, they're all absorbed and digested more slowly, so there's less sugar in your blood, less insulin is released, and therefore less fat is likely to be stored. And if you're eating some fat in the same meal, the fiber from the whole grains will actually carry some of the fat out with it. Your ability to tolerate carbs is improved after exercising, so that's a good time to eat your higher carb meals. This can work very well for helping with stubborn and hard to remove body fat. Eating most of your carbs post-workout will also help you minimize fat gain for those of you who are interested in gaining muscle. One of the reasons that people lose weight quickly after reducing their carbs is because for every gram of stored carbs in your body, you hold 3 to 4 grams of water. So reducing your carbs will mean you will lose water weight initially, and then your body will stabilize. If you're trying to gain lean muscle mass, here are 3 simple things to remember about carbs. Number 1, again, carbs are the most easily accessible source of energy to help fuel training so that you can lift more weight for longer periods of time and really help fuel that muscle growth. Number 2, as I mentioned in the beginning, it'll also help spare your lean muscle mass. 3, lastly, I want to talk a little bit about insulin. Insulin is the hormone that drives glucose, a simple sugar that carbs are broken down into, out of the bloodstream and into cells. Increased insulin levels can be bad for fat storage, but it can also actually be good because it's highly anabolic, which is critical for muscle building. High GI glycemic index carbs spike your insulin the most. So a good time to eat these is post-workout because the insulin will drive those carbs and protein into your muscles for recovery and muscle gain. And needless to say, you should be eating protein after your workout because that will help you build muscle. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to talk a little bit more about protein and fats in my upcoming videos. But in the meantime, let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, and thanks for watching. Please click subscribe, stay tuned, check out my other videos by clicking on these links here or explore my playlist. And feel free to follow me on Twitter at Eat Not Diet or connect with me on Instagram or Facebook at Mimi Bonny. Thanks for watching.